Hey guys, it's your boy Monk back with another video. Today is August 27th, 2021. 3 weeks ago, today actually, on August 6th, 2021, I started reading Dune Messiah. I was very excited to read this, of course, because you know how big of a Dune fan I am. I love the first Dune book so much. I was excited to read this, even with like some stuff I've heard from people. Like, it's not a typical sequel, you know. And from one review that I love rewatching, by the way, I heard that like the end of the first book was kind of like a false happy ending. You know what I mean? And this was a Last of Us 2 type sequel. No one said that except me, as far as I know. You know, it's just that I haven't actually played The Last of Us 2 yet, by the way, guys. Yet. I want to, but the thing is, I hear that game was like a realistic sequel and all that, you know, and I heard that Dune Messiah was like the realistic, like, consequences of what happened in the first Dune. So, what did I think of Dune Messiah? Yeah, I would say I got that impression, absolutely. I would say this absolutely was like realistic consequences of the first Dune book. It was so short, you know. Like, as you guys know, this didn't take me anywhere near as long to read as I did the first one. But I was shocked at how fast I just flew through this book, to be honest. I read it. I loved it. Okay, I loved it. Is it as good as Dune 1? No, it's not. But it was never going to be. I knew that. And it didn't have to be. Alright. Alright. I'll be real. There was a lot of politics stuff in this book that is beyond my understanding of what all that stuff even means. Like, I really don't understand politics, honestly. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend I do. But even with that stuff, I still love seeing characters get all worked up and all that. And it did get me excited still. I'll say that. I loved new characters. I loved Skytail. I thought he was an awesome villain. Personally. And I really loved the Tleilax Sue, and I loved that Duncan Idaho was back. Okay. Spoiler alert. I probably will say spoilers in this book, by the way. Yes, Duncan did die in the first book, and then a lot of people were at Frank Herbert saying, "Man, why'd you kill off Duncan?" and all that. And yeah, true. Like, Duncan was barely in the first book. He was such a fun character, and you killed him off just like that, man. It's like, come on now. And then I guess he realized that mistake, and you know, he brought him back. And I heard a lot of things about this ending, and I personally thought it was an awesome ending. For me personally, it was very satisfying. Especially like when we had that Aaliyah had the Reverend Mother executed. Like, that's just awesome, man. Like, I was actually smiling at all the punishment that was given to the Reverend Mother Helen Mohayim in this book, and I loved it. Alright, I loved hearing all about that. Rest in peace, Chani. Yes, Chani does die in this. From childbirth. And then Paul wanders off into the desert. And I loved the conversation with Duncan and Stilgar at the end. "You killed a Reverend Mother?" Yes, it was something like that. But yeah. And yeah, I won't say. I will again. I won't lie. I didn't understand the politics stuff. Like when they were in meetings and they were like, "So you're gonna make an offer then?" No, I've not decided such thing. That type of stuff. Like it confused me. And I didn't like that. All right. But yeah, this actually does make me look back on the first Dune in a kind of a new way, especially knowing that the ending that seemed like a happy ending, was kind of, you kind of look back on it and it wasn't really a happy ending that it made out to be. It's pretty crazy. It's still an epic ending. I think I knew what Quinn's Ideas was talking about. He doesn't really try, he just gives up. Anyway, I loved the new characters. I even loved a lot of the characters from the first book so much better in this one. Like Jessica and Gurney, they're not in this book at all. They are mentioned, but they're not actually in it. Paul, I thought was amazing. I think I love Paul even better in this book. Even Reverend Mother Mohiam, I loved her a lot more in this book. Princess Irulan, she was barely in the first book. She was like squeezed right in at the end. And she's a huge presence in this book. Chani, awesome. I loved all the characters, alright? In fact, I think perhaps the characters, I would say in terms of overall epicness and story, the first book takes it. In terms of characters, I think Messiah takes it, personally. That's just me. Maybe I'll change my mind after rereading Dune eventually, but yeah. Anyway, especially Duncan. He was barely in the first book, man, and he's in this book a lot. So happy he's resurrected. Again, still an amazing book. As good as the first book, no, but it didn't have to be. All right, I have no problem giving Dune Messiah a 10 out of 10. Okay, you could have gone through the sequel a trillion different ways. I learned that from the movie Malcolm and Marie, which stars Zendaya, who plays Chani in the upcoming Dune film. Coincidentally, like they were like, your movie, every single movie can go a trillion different ways. And Frank Herbert went the realistic approach with Dune Messiah, and I very much admire that, actually. I can't wait to read Children of Dune. What's this, 21 days took me to read this. I could see you easily being able to read this in just one day, honestly. Excellent book. Hope you enjoyed. This was basically like a sequel to my what I forgot what I titled it, but like I just finished reading Dune for the first time, or whatever I titled that book. I would have done that video on August 5th, 2021. Alright. Hope you enjoyed this video, y'all. Yeah, I do think I'll do this for every Dune book. Alright. Thank you guys. Peace.